Hey, Mr. Finance, what are some of the basics in today's lesson I need to understand about finance? Well, let's take a look at that. Today, we will focus on some of the simple things you should understand about your team if you're a manager or you as an individual. Some of the key elements you should know about are gross sales and net sales, margins and their importance, and costs. Some of you might ask, what is the importance of understanding the difference between gross and net sales if I generate lots of sales? The following analysis will clearly show why it is important to understand what gross and net sales are and why you should be able to calculate them. It will also clearly demonstrate the importance of product margins and how the differences in pricing, sales discounts, and product mix can have an impact on your results. Let's take a look at two sales reps. We'll call them Susanna and Isabella, and both have sales of 6 million and 7 million euros respectively. Clearly, Isabella has a reason to smile, and Susanna has to ask herself what she might do to gain ground on Isabella. We would often perform calculations such as this in order to understand performance in the company. As you can see, in spite of the higher sales Isabella generates, the bottom line is Susanna is creating a profit contribution of nearly 4 million euros versus 1 million euros generated by Isabella. Isabella would have to generate 24 million euros in sales in order to match Susanna's contribution. It is clear to all involved that a basic understanding of the finances is essential to evaluate performance. Let's take a closer look at that calculation. You can see all the relative values in euros that are essential for the calculation. In addition, you can see that an understanding of the cost represented by discounts, cost of goods, salary, etc. is necessary to understand and compare the performance of the two. Without this, we will not be able to understand where there could be a potential for improvement. Also note that putting the cost in relation to gross sales for discounts or net sales for all other expenses allows us to make some efficiency comparisons. What exactly do I gain by understanding and looking at a simple analysis like this one? This is a list of my takeaways on what should be questioned or evaluated. Are there different customer types that drive the sales for each rep? Are the customer types driving the sales discount differences for each rep, or is it a product mix? Is Isabella increasing sales by offering more discounts? Is Susanna in fact a better negotiator or more focused on higher margin products? Why is Susanna able to keep her discounts down compared to Isabella? What are the products being sold that allows Susanna a margin of 70%? Why is Isabella not selling the same? Is there a strategic importance to the products that Isabella sells that force us to live with these margins? Can we improve the cost of goods for Isabella by manufacturing or sourcing cheaper than we currently are? Do we need to focus on Susanna's salary to make sure we keep her in this job since she is performing so well? Is this picture representative of all sales reps? We should review customer margins to determine if we should perhaps vacate some customers. Should we change the sales structure to reduce the selling cost for low-margin customers? It's obvious this analysis raises more questions than it initially resolves, but it will help you gain a clear understanding of where to put the focus and give you an advantage over those who do not understand the numbers. And remember, all of this from a simple 7-line calculation. This type of analysis can and should be performed for individuals, teams, departments, regions, product and product groups, divisions, etc. It will help you understand where your sales and margins are coming from. Who should be aware of this type of analysis? We used to make sure that the sales reps and their managers understood the impact. We made sure to inform the sales directors of the impact as well as the other relevant directors. Of course, the finance team was aware of the impact because we needed it for planning purposes. Keep in mind, since you are dealing with sensitive company information concerning margins and profit, you should not share the information unless there is a need to know and a vested interest. Now you can see why understanding cost is so important. Nothing is free, but it does not mean you should not be prudent with the costs. Know where to assign them: discounts, cost of goods, transportation, etc. Note in our example, both employees cost us $85,000 per year, but the profit contribution generated by one employee is $4 million versus $1 million. Where's the better investment? Understanding basics gets more complicated as you move along, but it is essential to your success. You will be able to discuss what you or your team contributes to overall performance in the company by simply understanding your sales, costs, and margins. You will also be ready to discuss and present solutions on how you may be able to improve results and discuss where others can help you. It can seem overwhelming and complex for non-finance professionals, but once you understand the basics, the rest gets easier and it leads you onto a path for questioning and improving results. Well, as you can see, there's more to learn about understanding finance and how it can impact you. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more finance for non-finance tidbits and training.